Now, many of you know that in 2024, China managed to generate total sales in the new energy vehicle space of around 12,866,000, which is something that was great because it was a 35.5% increase year over year. The penetration rate for new energy vehicle cars, China at the very moment, or as of December of 2024, it was sitting at 40.9%, which is something that again is very, very interesting. Now, the reason why I'm taking you back there is that the groups or Nio's group's vice president just came and wrote some interesting, of course, highlights about 2024 and where they would want, or where he would want to see, or what he is expecting to see in 2025. And of course, he started by saying or mentioning the growth I seen on the screen about what we saw in 2024 when it comes to the total sales that the new energy vehicle cars generated in 2024, which, like I said, 12.8 million, representing a 35.5% increase year over year, and penetration rate of around 40.9%, which was so great. And he then went further and reminded us what Nio, or how Nio did well in 2024. And he said, amid this growth, Nio achieved a remarkable 38.7% increase year over year. Now, something that you will notice there is that the industry in China for new energy vehicle market grew by 35.5%. Their increase year over year was 35.5%, but Nio's growth was 38.7% year over year, meaning that Nio grew more than industry average or in China, meaning that companies on average grew by 35.5% in China the year 2024, which is good. Any company that grew or that saw its growth around there, it's good. But obviously, a company that grows more than that 35.5%, it's a company that is doing well. And guess what? Our very own Nio, 38.7% increase year over year. This shows that Nio is a company that is doing very well. And sometimes when you don't check and see these things, you don't realize the kind of growth that we are witnessing onto Nio. The reason why I'm revisiting this, or when I read this, I thought I'd bring it to you, is because there are people that, obviously after last week's insurance registrations that the report came yesterday, they were so down, man. But yesterday I did try to make one video reminding you of what or the kind of deliveries that Nio delivered in December, and that is the 31,138 vehicles, which it just happened, or Nio just reported those figures 2 weeks ago, which is something that obviously shows that there is growth onto Nio. Nio, it is a company that is growing very well, and this growth is expected to continue even this year. In fact, this year is going to be very, very interesting, because you will know that Deutsche Bank and some of the institutions, they're expecting the new energy vehicle sales growth to still grow by around 30% this year. And if that is the case, if that is the growth that is expected, obviously any company that grows over that, it will be a company that you should be buying right now, right? Which one of those companies is Nio, because Nio, you'll know that this year they're expecting to grow or increase sales by 100%, which is something that shows you that if Nio is a company that is going to grow way more than the average growth that is expected to come onto the new energy vehicle market, it means that Nio is a company that you should be buying. And of course, these are my opinions, right? I'm not saying do this, but I'm just saying this to me tells me that I should be buying Nio, because Nio, when the industry is expected to grow by 30%, Nio is expecting to grow by 100%. When the industry last year grew by 35%, Nio grew by 38%, which is something that shows you that the kind of growth that we are seeing onto Nio, it is surpassing the average growth that we are seeing onto the new energy vehicle industry, which is something that is great, something that makes me to remain with Nio for the longest time, or something that makes me to want to load the boat onto Nio, because it's a no-brainer that this growth is going to result, is the one that is going to push Nio to profitability. I mean, 100% growth expected this year onto Nio. This is something that, of course, I look forward to. It is for this reason that I'm going to load the boat whenever I can onto Nio, because it is expected to do very well. I mean, this vice president or Nio's group vice president continues highlighting that, of course, the 31,138 vehicles which Nio delivered in December were record-breaking deliveries. I mean, he said those 31,138 vehicles represented a 72.9% increase year over year, which, like I said, it's pretty exciting. But he also indicated or highlighted something that obviously people, when they think of Nio, maybe they don't look at it that much. And he said even Europe contributed to Nio's growth, so it should not be taken out of the equation. Europe also did well for or contributed to Nio's growth last year, which obviously is something that is great. Though Nio in Europe did not sell that much, but we cannot ignore the growth or the contribution that Europe contributed into Nio, whether it be it 3% or 2% or 4% of the total sales that Nio generated last year, but it is contributing to Nio's growth. And this is what the senior group vice president of Nio said, which is great, which is amazing. Now, what he is expecting on to this year, of course, what he said about this year is that they are expecting to carry on the momentum of sales of this kind of growth into 2025 and beyond. And like I said, 2025, we already know that Nio is targeting to grow sales by 100%, which will be so great, so amazing to see that kind of growth onto Nio. And therefore, because of that, I'm going to take the low trading price that we see as an opportunity to load the boat, increase my holdings, because like I always say, we know that blue sky is coming. So yeah, man, I just thought I get to remind you of this to say that Nio is a company that is doing very well. Nio is a company that its growth, it's over the average growth that we are seeing onto the industry or into the new energy vehicle industry, which is so great, so good to see that Nio, it is one of those companies that is growing more than industry's average. Makes it a good opportunity for you and me to go in and jump in onto the Nio stock and do whatever we can, and that is to load the boat, because we shall be rewarded, people, especially when Nio gets to profitability. I think quite a number of the investors are going to be very happy, especially those that have been on this stock or onto this stock for quite some time. So yeah, man, just thought I'd give you this quick update. Blue sky is coming, long term will win. Those that are persevering throughout the headwinds of the share price will most definitely be rewarded with time. I am happy, I am excited. Subscribe onto the channel if you have not done so, because I talk all day, every day about Nio, because I know that we shall be rewarded. And like this video if you enjoyed, or if you continue enjoying the content that I'm giving you. I'll see you on my next video, and God bless you all.